Hey up everybody, how the devil are we all doing? It's a noisy Google, and for this video, we're back to camp building. Now, to all my new subscribers who have come along for the lore videos, don't you worry, I've got a few of them coming. But let's get back to the subject at hand. This week, we're going to be building this, but before we can even start putting down foundations, we need to find a location, don't we? Ah, of course we bloody do. And for this one, we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be building in the ash heap. I know that that's not a place I usually put down my camps, but sod it, we'll have a crack at it. First off, we're going to slide over to our build spot and put down a 4x3 rectangle. Notice how I said slide and not walk. In case you haven't noticed, we are indeed sliding, and there's a very good reason for this. The game is just inherently broken. There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Even if all the gods of all the religions across the whole planet came together and willed Fallout 76 to be a perfectly functioning game, it still would never bloody happen. So all we can do is embrace the poltergeist-esque ring wraith kind of shit we've got going down here. Simply lovely. Now then, in the time it's taken me to have that rant, you should have got down your 4x3 rectangle. You have? Absolutely fantastic. Good work. From here, you're going to have to remove this foundation. Just drag it over to one side. There you go. And then on this foundation here, you're going to schlep down a medium-sized catwalk. And we're going to use this virtual piece of magic crap to, you know, offset a foundation. Oh yeah, just like that. Simply lovely. Once that foundation's in, remove the Fallout 76 equivalent of a magic wand. There you go. Following this, place down 3 doorways around the offset foundation. Once you've done that, slide back this foundation and add another one here. Beautiful. And at the end of all that pissing around, you should be left with something like this. Now on to stage 2. I know you're all excited to see what comes next, but just curb that enthusiasm. It's a really repetitive and boring task. It's simply a case, guys, of going round and placing down half walls. I'm going to be using the warehouse set, and that's because this build, in my book anyway, you can do whatever the bloody hell you want with it, is going to be a foundry slasher factory thing. Yeah. Now, as you can probably tell from that very descriptive description, a lot of thought has gone into this build. I've even come up with a backstory for it, and the backstory is it's an old abandoned factory in the ash heap. Beautiful, that, innit? Better still, I've even got a bloody name for it. Are you ready for this? Appalachian Steel Supplies. Or ASS for short. I know, it's absolutely brilliant, and I'm sure a lot of businesses are going to be coming to me for marketing ideas. Nope, that's never going to bloody happen. Anyhow, now that's done, we can move on to step 3. And again, guys, it's more nail-biting stuff. You're going to go around putting half walls down on top of the half walls you've just put down. I know, dead exciting. Now, I will warn you guys, enjoy this simplicity. As with most of my videos, I like to lure you into a false sense of security before hitting you with a nice dose of aneurysms, and trust me, they are coming, and sooner than you think. But until that happens, concentrate on getting your walls down, and then we're going to start on some roof pieces. On this middle wall at the back here, you're going to place down this little double slopey boy thing. Beautiful. And you're going to build a grand total of 4 of the buggers, you know, so it just sits inside that tower area at front. Once you got them done, place down a flat roof piece at the front here, doesn't matter which side. And on top of that, put down a Bernie Boy 1200. Activate that twisted fire starter and destroy this roof piece here, and that roof piece only. With that destroyed, we can now place down some wall pieces to make our tower higher. So we're just going to put down 1 full-size wall, and on top of it, 1 half-size wall, all the way around. And to hide all the mess that is inevitably going to be seen, we're just going to put a roof piece down here. Simply lovely. Now then, for the wall at the back of our tower, you may have noticed you can't put one down because the foundation's offset. Oh dear, what the bloody hell are we going to do? Well, just follow the video, delete the foundation I just deleted, and drag this one forward. Then we can place down a doorway and build up this part of the tower like we did with the rest of it. Dead easy. From here, we drag back the foundation we've just moved and add the one in we deleted. It's really simple. We can then repair this roof piece, and voila, we've got a complete central roof section. Absolutely fantastic. Now then, remember the part of the video where I said aneurysms are going to be, you know, a problem? Well, this is it. Now, yes, this is going to feel like being kicked repeatedly in the genitalia by some lady wearing stilettos, a leather outfit, and who makes you call her mistress. But don't worry about that. At the end of it, it'll all be worth it, trust me. The first thing you're going to need is 15 of these radiation bad boys. Unfortunately, I don't have 15 of them. I also don't have the bloody plan because it's so difficult to friggin' well get, but fortunately, I have got a Lobby 76, so he's going to kindly place down the remaining barrels for me. Yep, thank you very much, bud. Your services are very much appreciated. Go check out his channel. Anyhow, for this next step, you're going to need a fire barrel, a pumpkin, a pressure plate, a mannequin, and said radiation boys. Sounds like the start of of a bad joke, doesn't it? Nope. First thing we need to do is to sink this fire barrel into this radiation barrel. We're going to do this by placing the fire, I'm not going to say barrel because I really struggle to say it. We're going to place this fiery boy on top of the pumpkin. We're then going to do our best to line up the fire thing with our rad tub. Yeah, that'll do. And the idea is to get it as straight as possible. You'll never get it perfect, and if you do, go and put the friggin' lottery on. Once you're kind of happy with how it lines up, go over to your pressure plate and start merging them together. I've done loads of videos showing this, so I'll leave a floaty card now to show you how the whole process works. You're just going to keep merging them together until you're happy with the overall effect. The fireboy is supposed to act like the top of a chimney, you know, so we can get a little bit of smoke from it. Anyhow, you should end up with something like this. Notice how it isn't perfect, but for the purposes of this video, it'll do. You get the gist, don't you? Aye. So let's just throw this to one side for the time being. Now you've cleared a workspace, grab yourself another rad barrel. Simply lovely. And also, grab yourself another pumpkin while you're at it. We're then going to grab the chimney topper 5000 and place that on top of the pumpkin. And if you haven't already guessed, guys, we're going to repeat the process. Over and over and over again. Exciting times ahead. I bet you can't wait, can you? Now, we'll just address a couple of things while you're spending the next 17 years of your life doing this. You may be wondering, why the bloody hell am I using a pumpkin? Why not use conduits? Well, there is a very good reason for this, believe it or not. The pumpkins seem to sit nicely inside of the rad boys better than conduits do. They tend to stick out the side a little bit. Plus, you do get a little bit of a burny effect with the pumpkins because obviously they've got candles inside of them. Well, they would do if it was a real life item, but anyway, I digress. What I'm trying to say is the pumpkins are a better option. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? By the time you've reached, I don't know, 86-year-old, you should have all your barrels merged together, and you should be left with something like this. Now, yes, mine isn't perfectly straight, but it does the job. You're not going to see it from a distance. Now, all you've got to do is repeat that process another 2 times. Good luck. Ah, hello there. Are you back? I said hello there. Are you back? Sorry for shouting. I just assumed that you'd have an hearing aid by this point because you've aged so much. But yeah, these are my 3 chimneys. And again, they're not perfect, but they'll do the bloody job. And like Christ, am I redoing them all. Now then, after spending all that time on these chimneys, let's bloody well do something with them. Go inside what's going to be a factory and place down roofs all along this side wall here like that. Beautiful. Go back outside and grab your life waster 6000s and place them down neatly on the roof pieces. Now, I emphasise the word neatly. You know, make it look nice. Have a bit of pride in your work. Top tip of the day, if you're using this roof piece or some others with a similar pattern on them, use the bloody lines to your advantage. Make them like your reference point to make your chimneys straight. Anyway, once you got the time-consuming bastards down, you're going to want to put a roof over them, but oh no, we can't place a roof over it, and we can't burn the rad barrels. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to use an age-old trick. We're going to put down the springboard traps, and we're going to place the chimneys down on top of them like this. Beautiful. Now, when you activate the trap, the chimney should disappear. Absolutely fantastic. You can do this with any item, by the way. Well, at least most of them. Used to be a real favourite of people to our generators, but anyway, with that gone, you should now be able to place a roof piece over where the chimney should be, and repeat the process for the other 2 chimneys. Once you got all your roof pieces down, go down to your camp module, hit repair, and watch in awe as your chimneys appear from nowhere. Isn't that magical? Absolutely belting. Like I say, it's an old trick, but it's a very handy one to have in your arsenal. For the next step, let's add some walls in. For some strange and unusual reason, it will let me place a wall down here. I think it's because I've got this one facing the opposite way, but we're not going to question it and just go with it. We can also do the same over here. Simply lovely. And sod it, we'll throw down another couple of walls here and duplicate it on the other side. Beautiful. Might as well change these doorways into solid walls while we're at it. And once that's done, we're going to move on to the next step. And this will just add a little bit of extra something to the exterior. Place down foundations all around your build like I'm doing here. I'm not going to do the other side for time constraints, but it's the same thing as we're doing here now. What this is going to do is give us a nice flat footing to put down our stair post blueprint. If you don't know how to do this, again, I'll leave a floaty card if it bloody works to show you how to do it. And of course, once you've figured out how to do it, you're going to want to use it, aren't you? So that's what we're going to do. On the side of every single wall piece, we're going to put down said blueprint. Now I know, guys, this doesn't sound much. You wouldn't think that it'd add much to a build, but trust me, it really does. You'll see see what I mean once we've got it all finished up. It's just to break up that horrible shitty warehouse set, you know, add a bit of texture to it. Now, once you've got them all down, this is what you should be left with. See what I mean? Texture, breaking up the build a little bit. I don't know, I like it anyway. From here, we can remove all the foundations we put in, but you'll notice our stair posts that we've just put down, they have a gap underneath them. It's easily remedied, guys. Simply grab yourself another stair post and snap it to them. Bet you thought there'd be more to it than that, didn't you? Aye, you most definitely did. Now on the tower, you can see I've been successful in getting those stair posts up one side of it. The other side, though, we can't do it because we can't get a foundation down. All I've done here is place down a mat, and I'm going to use that as my foundation to place a blueprint down on. Makes sense? Aye, of course it does. There's always a way around things in this game, unless there isn't. Now then, with this being a foundry, we need to build a bloody foundry, don't we? And I'm no expert on metal work, I don't know what they look like, so we're just going to have a crack at it, see what happens. All I'm doing here, mon petit fleurs, is placing down full-size walls, so I can put an half wall on top of them, and cover up all this shitty little chimney area here. And sod it, let's use some of that space. Place down a generator, throw a conduit on it, run a wire from the generator to conduit, and shove it up in that little roof area. Beautiful. It won't do much in the way of power, but it'll be enough for lights and whatnot. For the foundry kilns themselves, I'm going to place down an half wall here, and a half wall here like that. Simply lovely. And then going to get this corner boy roof piece from the Mistress and Mystery set, and throw it in here like that. And when I hit replace, it should put the chimney piece in, if I've got it facing the right way. So yeah, it kind of gives that kiln to chimney effect. I don't know. It kind of works, doesn't it? And when I get the other slopey boy chimney pieces in, it does add to the overall effect. Yeah, quite happy with that so far. Now for the front pieces, I'm going to place down brick half walls. I'm using the brick ones because it's easier to merge stuff through them. The Bernie pattern's different to the other sets, there's no frame. And when we have got them in place, we can destroy them with a Bernie Boy 1200. You're then going to go into your build menu and find this little bugger under appliances. This is going to be our kiln door thing. I'm not sure of the correct term because I'm not a steel worker, but you know what I mean. I'm going to place down 2 of these, and I'm trying to make it so that when I repair the wall, you'll see the front of the little stove and it'll look like one of the doors to the furnaces. It may take a little bit of jiggery pokery, but if your masochism levels are high enough, this is the kind of effect you should be left with. And then all you have to do is repeat it for the other 3 wall pieces. It's not that time consuming, don't worry. Now this is the point where I disappear and decorate it. I'll be back in a second. There you are, guys. What do you reckon of that? Not too shabby, is it? I think them rad barrels as chimneys really do fit in well with this design, although they are a massive pain in the arse to make. This build literally couldn't have been done without the help of Lobby76, Aussie Kitty Cat, and Milner. It really is appreciated. Thank you so much, guys. I'll leave a link in description to all 3 of the channels. If you guys could go on over, show them some love. I'm sure they'd really like that. As ever, I'd also like to say a massive thank you to all my Patreons and channel members. The extra support, it is really appreciated, guys. Honestly, thank you so much. If that's something that any of you guys watching would be interested in, the link's down in the description, along with all the other socials, you know, Discord, Facebook, etc, etc. Now then, just a quick one. This is probably the last build you're going to see from me until the 10k celebration build, and trust me, we have got something really big planned for that, and you're going to enjoy it. Well, I hope you will anyway. I should be having a lore video coming out either the middle of this week or next weekend, depending on when that 10k milestone's it, but we'll just, you know, we'll play it by ear, see where we go. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I've done far too much talking, but as ever, I'd just like to let you know that I do really appreciate you watching, subscribing. It's absolutely phenomenal. Anyhow, as I say it north, I love you and leave you, and I'll catch you next one.